Welcome to the first ever episode of What Did I Miss? You know how most of the news is murder, 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 and then some pointless story about a squirrel water skiing? Well, this show is going to be interesting stories that I find around the internet on that day. So you can stay informed just like me, and hopefully we can have some fun at the same time. Let's do this. Our first story is out of New Jersey. Flu season is upon us, and many companies will provide flu shots to their employees to help lessen the spread of the seasonal disease. But now, 67 employees of Otsuka Pharmaceutical are being tested for HIV and hepatitis because the Department of Health says that the nurse that was administering the flu shots did not change the syringe between patients. Look, I've never been a physician, but I would think that one of the first things that they cover in med school is don't try to kill people. I have a hard time believing that a nurse couldn't figure out something that heroin addicts have known for years. The employees will soon be taking blood tests to rule out HIV and hepatitis, but they will have to wait another 4 to 6 months to get a clean bill of health, as it can take potentially that long for HIV to show up on blood tests. On the bright side, those blood tests that are being administered, they're going to be free. And more, here come our robot overlords news. A research team from the University of Illinois at Chicago and an artificial intelligence group in Hungary tested an AI system called ConceptNet, and it performed with an IQ that would be the equivalent of a 4-year-old human child. Being that the test is a verbal one, the authors of the study stated that having more powerful language processing tools may boost the actual IQ score. I just want to know who the jerk scientist is that named this thing. The writing's on the wall. You've already got net in the name. First it's ConceptNet, then it's something like Progression Net, and then eventually we're going to end up with Skynet. If you have a friend named Sarah Connor, be good to her. She's going to be very important very soon. If you're worried about not having any money in your savings, you're in good company. A recent study found that 62% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their savings, 21% of which have no savings account at all. 28% said that they currently have $0 in their savings account. 9% said they had just the minimum balance to keep the account open, and 13% had less than $1,000. Some really information that came out of the survey was that older generations have more money in their savings than younger generations. They also found that men tend to save more money than women, and here's the big surprise: if you make more money, then you tend to have more money in your savings. The big tip that they gave was to automate your savings, to have an automatic transfer from your checking to your savings every month, because you're less likely to spend that money if you never see it in the first place. In cool free stuff on the internet news, Paramount Pictures created a YouTube channel called The Paramount Vault. It showcases a bunch of full-length films as well as some clips of black and white, horror, comedy, action, everything that you can think of. And as long as you live in the US, the streaming for it is completely free on YouTube. Vast majority of the films are older or classic films, and they're organized on playlists by genre, so it's easy to find something that you might be interested in. And if you're not excited, I'd like to inform you that they have Masters of the Universe. Dolph Lundgren, He-Man, come on. Future presidential candidates have been under the microscope recently, but none so much as Kanye West. See what I did there? Though he won't have the opportunity to become commander-in-chief until 2020, that doesn't mean he isn't going to make headlines and push the line of insanity and satire to its limits. In a 2-hour interview with Show Studio, Kanye made the statement that his attempt to break into the fashion industry was being thwarted by the fact that he is not gay. He went on to say that it's the opposite in the rap world, where being gay can actually be a detriment to your brand. But he believes that he's breaking down barriers by being a straight male fashion designer. Just for fun, here's a list of other straight male fashion designers that have been doing the very same thing for years. Roberto Cavalli, Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, Rick Owens, Oscar de la Renta, Christian Lacroix, Paul Smith, Yamamoto, Kenneth Cole, Renzo Rosso. Yeah, but thank you, Kanye, for breaking down barriers and trying to bring the derelict fashion line to the mainstream. And that's all I have for today. And if you'd like to see more about anything that I talked about today, the links are in the description below. Also, I'd like to hear what you think about the new show in the comment section below. While you're at it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and come back for more tomorrow when you ask yourself, what did I miss?